sounding messy and buzzy when you play, watch this video. I'll teach you what I teach my students, and believe me, they're messier than you. We're gonna talk about 3 problems you might run into: fret buzz, accidental muting, and hitting the wrong string. Okay, let's talk about fret buzz. So rule number 1, stop doing bar chords. Just kidding. When you play the guitar, you're pressing down on the fretboard to effectively shorten the string. And if you don't press hard enough, if you only go halfway, then you're gonna get this buzzy sound. This can also happen if you're not pressing down on the right part of the fret. So how do you fix it? You wanna make sure that you're fretting in the middle of the fret rather than on one side or the other. If you're too close to the fret bar, you can get a buzzy sound. So press down right in the middle of the fret and you should have a much cleaner sound. Another thing to look out for is using your fingertip rather than the pad of your finger. If you use the softer part of your finger, it takes a lot more effort to make it clean. If you use your very fingertip, you have a lot stronger and cleaner of a sound. And the last thing you might want to look out for is how tall you're keeping your finger. If your finger is kind of flat against the strings, again, it makes it harder than it has to be. So make sure and keep your finger as tall as you can on that string. So the reason bar chords make it harder is that you have way more strings to deal with, to watch out for in a bar chord. You're covering every string, which makes it causes a lot more potential buzz because you simply have more strings to pay attention to. You also are using the weaker and softer part of your finger for a lot of those strings, which makes it a lot harder and more painful to fret hard enough to eliminate all that buzz. So if I even let go a tiny bit, we've got more than one string already sounding ridiculous. So there are ways to make bar chords sound really clean and nice. It just takes a lot more practice. You can do it, you just have to practice it a lot. So some guitars are just hard to play, and that's not necessarily your fault. Sometimes the action is higher, which means the strings are farther away from the fretboard, which makes it physically more challenging to play clean. You may also have heavier strings or just a bigger neck on your guitar. And those all will make it a little bit harder. You just might have to press harder or be a little bit more careful. You can also put lighter strings on your guitar. Might make it easier. For me, it's almost always a matter of how hard you're pressing. Check and see if you're pressing hard enough before you worry about anything else. And if it hurts, you're doing it right. So sometimes your tone is nice and clean, but you're just muting some of your strings on accident. Accidentally muting the strings is when your hand is covering one of the strings or touching a string that you don't mean to so that you can't hear it ringing out. This happens all the time when you're playing chords. So you can usually fix it just by adjusting your hand position a little bit. We can look at our tall fingers again, like we did with our fret buzz. If your fingertips are on the strings, but your hand is flat, you can accidentally touch a lot of other strings that you don't mean to. So try to keep your fingertips as tall as you can so that they're only touching the one string they're supposed to touch. I like to use the jar analogy. So what that means is if my hand is feeling flat on the neck, I can use the motion of closing a jar to rotate my hand around. It's this motion of rotating your hand around. It gives you a lot more reach with your fingertips and helps your fingers to stay tall. If your wrist hurts, which is something we definitely want to fix, fingertip pain is okay, wrist pain is not. One thing you can do is tilt the neck closer to your face. This angle helps us keep our wrist straight rather than scrunched up. You can also think of it as your wrist and your hand moving as a piece rather than keeping your wrist tucked away and using only your hand and fingers. The right hand can affect muting. It's not as often, but there are a couple of things you can look out for. The number one thing that causes my right hand to accidentally mute is if my sleeve is in the way. So I usually just do that first. I just pull out my sleeve. Or if I'm wearing any jewelry on my right hand, I check and see if that's in the way. For me, it gets in the way a lot. Some people are okay playing with jewelry on, but it just doesn't work very well for me. You can also look at where you're strumming and where your hand is while you're strumming. Sometimes You can accidentally mute by letting your hand touch the strings as you're strumming. If you're accidentally stopping the strings by touching them, you can try to keep a taller angle with your right hand and just strum with your fingers rather than your whole hand. If you practice these things and if you keep checking in on these different techniques, your playing will get exponentially better. So don't worry if it's not working right away. It's a lot to think about. Just keep trying. So what if the wrong strings are ringing out when you're strumming? For a lot of open chords, you don't strum every string. Like the D chord, you only strum 4 strings, right? Sometimes 5 maybe. If you accidentally hit the E string in the D chord, the whole thing just kind of sounds bad. That's because the E string is a note that doesn't belong in the D chord. But it's okay, we can fix it. There are a couple of ways that work really well to avoid strumming those extra strings. One is choosing where you're starting your strum on the right hand. So instead of using my whole arm and strumming every string, I'm just gonna pick where I start my strum. I'm gonna start mindfully on the string that I want. The other option, which I like to use, is by muting the strings that I don't want. So this is a useful application of muting a string with the left hand. On the D chord, for example, if I just bring my thumb up and touch the E string with the flesh of my thumb, you can't really hear it, which means that I can strum a little more recklessly and still not hear the E string. I like that because I like to strum recklessly. If you're playing any chords that are not in the open position, anything higher on the neck, you might run into this problem a lot. Here's a really glaring one. Sounds like absolute garbage, right? If I just strum the right strings, it sounds beautiful. So what I'm doing to make sure I'm not hitting the wrong strings is I'm focusing my strumming with my right hand, and I'm also using my extra fingers that I'm not using to fret, I'm using those to mute my other strings. This is a technique some people like a lot and some people don't prefer. You can try it and see if you like it. What I'm doing here is I'm just lightly covering the strings I'm not using. I'm not pressing down because then you'll hear them again. I'm just lightly covering the strings I'm not using so that if I accidentally hit one, I don't hear it. This takes practice like everything else. It might be confusing at first, but if you just keep doing it, it's gonna get easy. So those are the 3 biggest reasons why your playing might sound messy right now when you're just getting started. So we have fret buzzing, accidental muting, and playing the wrong string. That sounds so bad. If you're playing a song and you strum a note that is off key, it's gonna stand out in a bad way. If you're not sure exactly what a key is, watch this video. So try out these techniques and see how they help. You can fix any of those things in a pretty straightforward way. You just have to take the time to practice it. If you run into any issues that I didn't cover here, let me know in the comments. My name is Sadie. This is Transform Music Studio. Thanks for watching.